What's up, hustlers? Welcome to the God Hustle. I'm Wade Anthony, the Burpees Giant, and I've been getting asked a lot of questions about having little injuries while they're doing their burpees. So, for you guys out there asking the questions, especially the shoulder, is what a lot of people are talking about. So, I wanted to address the issue. Disclaimer: I'm not a licensed therapist or physician or doctor, but I do have a lot of experience in elite performance. Coming from an ice hockey background, I played at an elite level for many, many years, and I've also been doing these burpee routines amongst other routines for many, many years. I've managed to avoid major injuries for the most part, so I'll give you guys some advice and guidance on what I do when it comes to the burpees. We're talking about the burpees, and we're referring to the beginner that at least has the upper body strength to do a push-up. If you don't have that, we can address that at a later time, but this is for the ones that they say they're already trying the burpee routine. So I'm assuming you have the upper body strength to do a push-up already. So what I would suggest, because I know I've had my minor pains pushing yourself. I know I've pushed myself, so you're always going to have something when you're pushing yourself to the extreme. But remember, especially in the shoulders, we have ligaments and tendons amongst the muscle, all intertwined, right? They have to be built the same as your muscle has to be built. So first advice would be, if you're not ready for the highest volume, or you're not ready to do the movement a certain way, you got to build up to it. So assuming you guys can already do a push-up and you're trying these burpee routines to train, this is good, but I'll give you a few suggestions. When it comes to warm-up, you can either do jumping jacks, just get your heart rate up, and if you like stretching and mobility, you can look up some videos on that. I personally don't do a lot of it, and I never have, and I've managed to be, for the most part, injury-free in comparison to some of the teammates and some of the people that the coaches and the physical therapists on the teams have had to work with. And I've been doing these burpee routines for a long time, many years, a couple of decades now. So first advice, start slow, especially we train every day. Today is 226 days straight on camera. So you could imagine that I have, little things that I go through also, and I keep pushing through. I believe you can push through. So the advice would be, for the first part, pick a smaller number. If you're just starting, do smaller sets of 5, sets of 10. Don't do 125 when you're first starting. You want to start, you're still going to get the benefit with the heart pump and the conditioning and the building, cardiovascular aspect of it. Get your wind up per se by even doing, less reps, right? Until you build up to the higher reps. So first of all, start with less reps. That's fine. Don't have an ego. You can get there eventually. We all need to push ourselves, but just start slower. And this is also assuming you don't have a major shoulder injury. You might want to seek therapy if you have a major shoulder injury, but if you're just getting shoulder pain, which I've had too, I'm a big guy, big body frame, so I get that pain a lot of times. And I've developed my shoulders to push through and get a little bit stronger. They heal up, and then you're okay, right? So for the beginner, I'll show you examples. Just assume you can already do a push-up, right? I'm just taking my time out to do this video just to help you guys. This channel's for everybody. So my suggestion would be, if you're a beginner and you're having that shoulder pain, that means you still need to, another thing, disclaimer. If I see videos, I'll be able to better assess what's going on. For my people out there asking the questions, if you do want to send a video to me, you can do that too. But for just all around, common sense type deal, not common sense, but just kind of from training and experience, from going through the pains. One thing is, you guys see me a lot of times doing the rocking chair. The rocking chair is very beneficial for the full body movement. It gets your wind up even more because you're getting an extra leg work with that movement. It makes it harder. But for the people, especially if you're more of a beginner and you're having that shoulder pain, I would not do the rocking chair before you drop. Okay? This. And the reason is, there's more momentum going into the movement. You have momentum going into the push-up So if you're not built already and used to that, it makes the movement harder and it puts a lot more pressure on those shoulders. It's going to put a lot more pressure because when you do that movement, you're throwing yourself into the rep, which is more momentum you have to control. So what I would suggest when you're starting is you want to come down, touch your toes to you don't have to touch your toes. I do because you can. That kind of gives you your starting point, and then you can come out from that right into your squat. So what's going to be important is your hand position. Okay, everyone's anatomy is a little bit different, so you got to find what doesn't put pressure on your shoulder. But I would start slow. So what I was saying is I don't do a lot of the jumping jacks and all that. Sometimes if I feel like it, I will. I've always been the type that warms myself up with the movement that I'm doing for the most part. In hockey, I skate at a slower speed and do some light stretching. For these burpees, honestly, half the time, this will sound bad to some people, but hey, I've been injury free for the most part. I do what they would call in like weightlifting, when you're going to do a certain movement with lighter weights, priming. It's the same with this. It's the same thing. You're priming yourself, so you're going at a slower pace pretty much, right? So you come down, plant yourself good when you're in the squat. That's what I would suggest. However your hand, because if your hands are in like this, for a lot of people's anatomy, I can feel it just when I go down. It puts a lot of pressure on the shoulders. For the proper way to do push-ups, really, you want to have your elbows tucked in. Not the more your elbows are flared out, the more pressure is going to be on your shoulders, right? People's anatomy are different, so some do have their hands slightly tilted in, and that's okay if it's working for them and not giving them pain, and they're getting the power out of the movement they need. That's fine. Me personally, I have them a little tilted, but the more you can tuck your elbows in, right? The more you can, even when you're bench pressing or when you're doing a push-up, is better. So I come down like this, plant, pop out, nice, slow push up. All right? Do the movement slower. So as your heart rate gets up, you prime all the parts of your body that are going to be involved and engaged in the movement. Okay? So don't start off fast if you're not ready for it. So that's one way to relieve shoulder pressure. Don't throw yourself onto the ground hard because you're taking all that pressure and your shoulder's not built for it. You're going to hurt yourself. It takes a long time to be able to build yourself, to throw yourself into the rep. So that's why you come down slower. Hand placement's a big deal if you're having shoulder pain. You don't want to be like this. You don't want to be all, out of whack. You want to find that position that you feel stable. See, if you tilt your hands in like I can already feel the pressure on this left shoulder when my hands are tilted like this. That's me, that's my anatomy. So before you jump into your routine, get your hand placement where you're comfortable, where you don't feel that pressure on your shoulders. And pop out, push up, push up, push up, push up, push up, push up. Okay? I hope that helps. Realistically, it should. Go ahead and leave some comments if you're still having problems, but like I said, take it slow. Start with less reps till you build up to more reps. The burpee movement is a hard movement. That's why it's so beneficial. It's very taxing, okay? That's why you get the most bang for your buck. It's very taxing on the body. So after a few reps, your heart's already thumping. You know what I mean? It feels like it's gonna pop out of his chest. And if you're not built and used to it, your system fatigues quick. So that's when form is even more important, because that's when you're going to hurt yourself, because everything wants to give out. So make sure you're taking it a little slower, getting a good hand placement before you go down into your push-up, and until you get comfortable with that and build up the parts of your body, the tendons and ligaments around the shoulders, around your rotator cuff, until you get that muscle and everything around there built up from reps, good proper reps. I wouldn't do the rocking chair, honestly, because it makes it harder. And then it also, because you don't have the time to place your hands because you're jumping into the movement, versus you come down and plant your hands and just do the regular push-up. It'll be safer till you build up. Anyway, I hope this helps you. Keep connecting God to your hustle. From the gutter up, you already know. Let's grow. Blessings to my people.